Okay, so today we are going to start session on AARI. My name is Reena. We have already recorded three sessions on AARI, and this one is the fourth session on AARI. So in the AARI, like automation and robotics interface, like this is an interactive form we are going to use. So in the interactive form, like suppose if a user is giving the input to the form, and how we can get those input data from the form inside the automation, right? So this is our use case. Like user will provide the input to the form, and task force have to get those information from form to like masterbot or chatbot. Let's start with that. For that, first I will create a folder, okay, and I'll make RE4 and create the folder. So in the our use case, as I told you, user will provide the input to the form. So first we need to create a form. Let's design a form where the user will provide the input. I will say user input form, and I save this form inside this RE4 folder. Let's make the name of this form title user information, and save this one. And let's drag and drop text box where user will provide the input. I will make the name of this text box as user name, user name. Okay, and this will be, I will say this will be a field required. And again, text box and text, and drag and drop. Okay, and I'll make the name as email ID. Okay, let's use this to only input, and this is also field required. And then after I'll use a one button to submit this form. Like once user will enter the username and email ID, then it will click on the submit button. So it will be a submit button. Okay, and this will be a primary button. I will select as a primary button and validate all the form once user will click on the submit button. Okay, so let's save this form, and here you can see there's a two text box and one is button. So on this button we will perform trigger. So next is our to create a task box and get information from form. Okay, so let's create the form. So in our previous session of RE, like as I told you, like I will use the interactive forms command. You can see here in the actions, there's interactive forms. So by using this only, I'm going to automate this RE. So there's a two way to automate. First is like by using the process. By using the process, we can automate this RE form. And second is like directly we can call the form inside the task force. Okay, by using the interactive forms command. So here I'm using the interactive forms to automate the RE. Okay, so let's go inside the interactive forms. So first what we need to do, we need to display the forms in the front of user, right? So for that we need to use a display command inside interactive forms. So next is like we need to provide the form name, right? Form detail. So for that we need to create a variable where we can store that part of that form. So first, so here I will say user input form. Okay, and here I'll choose that form. I have created the form and stored into the RE4 folder. So let's go inside, select this one, and create. Okay, it's created. The form is created, variable is created, and we had stored uh, that part of that form in this variable. Always display, save this one. Okay, it will display that form. So next action is like how we can perform, like in that form there's a button also, right? So once like user will enter the both like enter the input in both field text field, then user will click on submit button, right? So what we need to do in the taskbar, like we will get, once user will click on the button after submit, like entering all the detail, once it will click on the button, submit button, like taskbar will fetch the data from that form and it will store into some variable inside this taskbar. For that, let's create a two variable. The first variable will be the user name, okay, and this is taskbot variable, okay, taskbot variable, and second is like email for email ID, okay, user email ID, and this is also taskbot variable. Let's create this one. Okay. So in our previous session, like in the previous recording, like I told you, if suppose if any button is there on the form, so how we can perform the like trigger on the basis of that button. Like if a user is user will click on any button on that form, then how this task will react. Okay. So for that in action, we are having a trigger. Okay. So by using this trigger, like the staff will identify like user hit on that submit button. So by using this trigger loop here in the handle section, just select like trigger on when the trigger occurs, run some action. Like when user will click on the submit button, next what we have to do. So once it will click on the submit button, then we have to get those information and store into the taskbar variable. So we have to perform the trigger on the submit button, and submit button is inside form. So let's search the form, interactive forms. Okay, select this one, and we have to provide a form name. So our form name is user input form. Okay, and element, you can see in our form there is three elements. Okay, username, email ID, and submit button. So like we have to check what it is saying when the trigger occurs, run some action. Trigger means when user will hit on submit button, then only we have to do a next action, right? So we'll choose this submit button. Okay, this on this button only we will like apply this trigger. Okay, once it will be clicked, then we have to do the next action. So what next action we have to do here? So I'll tell you. So what we need to do? We have to extract. We have to fetch the data from form inside this taskbar. So for that, let's go back to the form, interactive form, and here, see, there is a get command. You can see get value from a specific form element. Okay, so in our form, there are three elements, two text box and one button. So let's get this one, get interactive form, choose the form name, and then which form element you want a data, right? With the two text box. First is like username, second is like email ID. So let's choose one by one. Let's get the value from the username first. Okay, and store into our variable. We have already created name variable. Okay, for the second text box, let's enter the one more command here. Get user form, user input form, element is email. Okay, and this drop down data, like you can see the element means on the RE form we have created a text box and button. So whatever it is showing there, whatever we have added there, those will show inside this element. Suppose if I add five text box over there, all five text box will display inside the element. Okay, so let me select the email ID and I'll store the data inside the user email ID taskbar variable. Okay, so once I'll get the information from this one, then what I have to do next? I have to close this form, right? Right? Once I have to close this form, then how we can do that? To close, we are having one close command. Just use the user input form, close this one, and after closing the form, what we need to do? We have to exit from this loop. Okay, so exit from the trigger loop. This is a trigger loop. Okay. So go in the trigger and you can see the break command is here. Just use the break command. Okay. Save this task and let's run this task. And before running this task, just put a message box. Let's see we are able to get the information from form in task bot or not. So just use a message box here. And in the message box, let's say username, and we had stored the username value inside username variable, right? username and user email ID is user email password. Okay. So let's save this one and let's run. Let's check what output we are getting. So see form displayed on the screen. So just drag and drop here and let's provide the name. So I'll provide the username as Rima and email ID as Rima RPA @gmail.com. And let's click on submit button. So once I hit on the submit button, what it will do? It will perform the next action. It will go inside the trigger loop. Okay, submit and see. We got the message in this task bot variable. So it executed successfully. In our previous session, like I told you how we can set a value from task bot to form. Okay, this uh, by using this command, by using the set command. Okay, and now in this video we have shown by using the get command how we can get the value from form inside the task bot. Okay, so yeah, so by using the highlight and unhighlight uh, uh, command, we can highlight a particular element inside the form. Okay, so suppose this is a username, and if you want to highlight a warning or error, suppose we have restricted a field limit as character as 10. Okay, and somebody is entering more than 10, 10 characters. So in that case, if you want to do some kind of validation, if you want to add a validation on that element, so you can do in this way also. We can say that this is a warning. You cannot add more than 10 character. So, so in that case, we can use the highlight this command. Okay. Okay. So for this session, we are going to end this session here only. Thanks for your support. Keep watching my videos.